guess what, yeah, guys? I think if there is one thing that Najib would do if he could turn back time, is that he would try harder not to eclipse Mahathir's legacy. Like, we tend to assume that Najib's downfall is related to 1MDB, but I would say that that his downfall is more related to the fact that he had invoked the anger of Mahathir, who went out of his way, including to the extent of leaving UMNO, the party that he himself had founded, and cooperating with his arch and nemesis, including Lim Kit Siang, including even Anwar Ibrahim, his arch nemesis, just to punish Najib. Now, if it wasn't for the fact that Mahathir was gunning for Najib, I would bet $1 and 35 cents that just 1MDB and the Altan Tunya scandal, even the fact that Najib's wife Rosma was not exactly very popular with the Malaysian public also, would not have been enough to pull Najib down in 2018. But here's the question: why was Mahathir so pissed off with Najib? Well, the answer is because, knowingly or unknowingly, Najib was trying to outshine Mahathir. Now, if Mahathir had left the position as PM after building the tallest building in the country, the Petronas Twin Tower, Najib tried to outdo him by building an even taller tower, the Merdeka 118 Tower. Mahathir introduced LRT. Again, Najib one-upped him, introduced the MRT. If Mahathir had built a grand transportational marvels like the Plus Highway, the Penang Bridge, Najib attempted to build even grander transportational marvels like the ECRL, like the high-speed rail, the HSR. If Mahathir built Putrajaya, Najib also started to build Bandar Malaysia. Najib would even sell Proton to China, even when Mahathir considered Proton his brainchild, according to Najib. Mahathir only became angry with him because Najib refused to platform Mahathir's son Mukhris, refused to make Mukhris refused to give Mukhris an important government position. I think the Menteri Besar of Kedah, if I'm not mistaken. But that was likely just the last straw that broke the camel's back. Before Najib turned down Mahathir's request to platform Mukhris, Mahathir was probably already long angry with Najib because of the series of attempts that Najib was doing to eclipse his legacy. If Najib could turn back time, I really think he would have tried to create Malaysia's first social media platform, perhaps, or create Malaysia's first AI company, or perhaps land the first Malaysian on the moon. If he did that, Mahathir wouldn't have seen him as attempting to outshine him, and today Najib wouldn't be rotting in Kajang. Instead, he would be ruling in Putrajaya. But as much as Mahathir's battle with Najib brought about Najib's downfall, Mahathir's victory, if you can call it a victory, is probably a pyrrhic victory, or a victory that is worse than a defeat, because Mahathir's victory is harming himself too. To bring down Najib, Mahathir had to undertake such extreme measures like empowering his arch enemies like DAP and especially Anwar Ibrahim, that today Mahathir himself is in trouble. He's reaping the bitter fruits of the seeds that he himself planted. Today, Mahathir's children are being investigated by MACC. Mahathir himself is being investigated by MACC. Before Mahathir went after Najib, Mahathir was known as the man who modernized Malaysia and put Malaysia on the map. After Najib, more specifically in the Anwar Ibrahim era, Mahathir looks set to go down in the history book as the curse of Malaysia, who betrayed the noble vision of our founding fathers had for the country by infecting the country with a legacy of corruption, racism, exploitation, which are legacies that is today tearing the Federation apart. Mahathir's war with Najib might have prevented Najib from outshining him. But like jumping out of the pot into the fire, in stopping Najib, Mahathir has unleashed Anwar, who will likely do far worse to Mahathir's legacy than Najib could have ever dreamed of. Najib, for example, only tried to create another city called Bandar Malaysia. Anwar is not only trying to create another city called Kota Madani, he is doing it by impregnating Putrajaya itself, and by the time he is done, Putrajaya, which Mahathir founded, might not even be associated with Mahathir anymore, but instead it might be associated with this arch rival Anwar instead. Anwar, totally understandably, can't be too fond of Putrajaya being a testament of Mahathir's glory. Even recently, Anwar chose to hold the Asian Summit in Kuala Lumpur in KL rather than Putrajaya. Although everybody is saying that Putrajaya is a better choice. And that itself might be an indication of just how much he might loathe Putrajaya for being associated with Mahathir's greatness. For all you know, it might be Anwar's loathing for Putrajaya being seen as a testimony of Mahathir's greatness that is prompting Anwar to build Kota Madani right inside Putrajaya. Of all places in the country, he had to build his Kota Madani right inside Putrajaya, and he's doing it at full speed. Even a few days ago, he was saying he wants the Kota Madani project to be completed ASAP. It's like he wants Mahathir to see how he intends to destroy Mahathir's legacy with his own eyes. And I don't blame Anwar. If I was in Anwar's shoes, somebody did to me what Mahathir did to Anwar, guess what? I would probably want them to see everything that they built to be destroyed right before their eyes too. Cold hard truth. People who put you through pain, through so much suffering. Now guess what? You might just wish to do the same to them. That's the cold hard truth. That's just the cold hard truth. Anyway, Madani city might just be a small project within Putrajaya now, but my gut instinct is that if Anwar has his way, Kota Madani is going to grow. It's going to grow and grow and grow until it swallows Putrajaya, to the point that future generations will likely regard what is Putrajaya today to be Madani city in the future. Madani city, or a city that Anwar founded, while Mahathir's Putrajaya might just be relegated and reduced and shrink to become just a section of Madani city. Now, considering how things are turning out for Mahathir, I don't think that it is Najib alone that would have that is wanting to turn back time today. For all you know, Mahathir might be wishing that he could turn back time too, so that he could avoid having this lose-lose war with Najib a few years ago. Had he just avoided the lose-lose war that he had with Najib, today he would have had the satisfaction of riding into the sunset knowing that he was undefeated in life, rather than face the depressing prospect that in the end, in his final battle, in the battle that counted the most, he was defeated by his arch nemesis Anwar. Mahathir might have won 100 great battles with 100 great fighters, but in the end, it is his defeat to Anwar that history will most probably remember. The one defeat that he had at the hands of Anwar will not only wipe out the entirety of his legacy, it will also become a part of the Anwar legend, perhaps. For it will be Anwar who will be heralded in the future as the only man who defeated the undefeatable Mahathir. And Mahathir will be rebranded to become the Thanos of Malaysia, the arch villain of Malaysia, who would have brought Malaysia to ruin with his brand of racism, exploitation and corruption, if it was not for the fact that Anwar had saved Malaysia from him. That, my friend, is how I think the cookies might crumble in the way that things are going right now. Anyway, we will see what happens. That, by the way, is all I have for you today, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. See you again in the next episode. Take care. Goodbye.